Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Limpim Mishum. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Tuesday, the 2nd of June. India reacts strongly to Gilgit elections, calls it a cover-up for Pakistan's illegal occupation. India's central bank announces third rate cut in 2015. And pre-monsoon rains bring relief from blistering heat wave across India. And now for all the details. India has strongly opposed Pakistan's move to hold elections in the illegally captured area of Gilgit-Baltistan. New Delhi said the elections are a cover-up by Islamabad to claim legitimacy to its occupation in the remote Himalayan region.
India on Tuesday expressed serious concern over the upcoming elections in the disputed territory of Gilgit-Baltistan. Locals in Gilgit also fear that the upcoming polls will be rigged in favour of the administration in Islamabad. Indian Foreign Ministry said Pakistan is denying the people's rights in the remote region through the polls and trying to claim legitimacy to its over 6-decade-long occupation.
The election in Gilgit and Baltistan on June 8, under the so-called Gilgit-Baltistan Empowerment and Self-Government Order, is an attempt by Pakistan to camouflage its forcible and illegal occupation of the regions. We are concerned at the continued efforts by Pakistan to deny the people of the region their political rights and the efforts being made to absorb these territories.
Despite the strong opposition from locals, Pakistan had appointed Federal Minister for Gilgit-Baltistan Benazir Tahir as the governor of the region recently. This was the first time an outsider from Gilgit was given the administrative control there. The move had raised fears among locals and opposition parties alike that he could be used to rig the vote in favour of Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's party. New Delhi also shared the same concern and said the people of Gilgit have been for long remained an oppressed lot.
The fact that a Federal Minister of Pakistan is also the governor of Gilgit-Baltistan speaks for itself. Unfortunately, in recent times, the people of the region have also become victims of sectarian conflict, terrorism and extreme economic hardship due to Pakistan's occupationary policies.
Gilgit-Baltistan, which was a part of India's erstwhile princely state of Jammu and Kashmir, was illegally occupied by Pakistan in 1947. The Himalayan region is set to hold elections on June 8th to choose its next provincial administration. Some 720 candidates are seeking election from a total of 24 seats. But the elected representatives have little say in the budget and administration of the region, as majority of the powers are vested upon a Gilgit-Baltistan Council headed by the Pakistan Prime Minister.
Senior Pakistani journalist and former caretaker Chief Minister of Punjab Province, Najam Sethi, said he had become powerless weeks before the 2013 general elections. Sethi was summoned as witness by the Judicial Commission probing the alleged vote rigging during the crucial polls.
Senior Pakistani journalist Najam Sethi recorded his statement before the 3-member Judicial Commission along with Hamir Mir on Monday. The duo were summoned after cricketer turned politician Imran Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf asked the commission to question them as witnesses in the vote-rigging probe. Sethi, who was the caretaker Chief Minister of Punjab during the 2013 general elections, revealed that he had lost control of the administration nearly a fortnight before the voting. Referring to Punjab Chief Minister Shahbaz Sharif, Sethi said the bureaucracy was reporting to Model Town in Lahore instead of the office of the state chief. PTI chairperson Khan said the two scribes have given enough evidence of rigging to the commission.
हामिद मीर ने और सप्लीमेंट्री एविडेंस दी धांधली की कि वाकई जो 2013 इलेक्शन के अंदर धांधली हुई थी और उन्होंने कहा चारों सूबों में.
The ruling Pakistan Muslim League, however, said Khan has failed to produce any proof of poll rigging despite claims of having evidence of the same throughout his anti-government demonstrations last year.
किधर है क्यों नहीं आज 35 पंक्चर के हवाले से नजम सेठी साहब से सवाल किया गया क्या पाकिस्तान के अवाम की ये सजा है कि उन्होंने हमको वोट नहीं दिया तो ये पूरे निजाम को क्वेश्चन कर दें.
The Judicial Commission, headed by Chief Justice of Pakistan, Justice Nasser ul Mulk was formed to look into allegations of fraud in the 2013 general elections, which Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's party won with a historic mandate. The opposition, led by the PTI, had however claimed that there was rampant misappropriation of votes across many constituencies. The PTI had also held a nearly 4-month sit-in demonstration in capital Islamabad from last August, seeking a judicial probe into the matter.
India's central bank on Tuesday cut rates by 25 basis points, bringing the repo rate down to 7.25%. The move is said to be aimed at boosting investor sentiment and reviving economic activity in the country. Here is a report.
This is India's third rate cut in a year. The hope is banks will now bring down lending rates and spur demand for home and auto loans. The Reserve Bank of India had the scope to cut rates amid weakening price pressures. But the governor hasn't given the inflation battle the all-clear.
First, some forecasters, notably the IMD, predict a below-normal southwest monsoon. Astute food management is needed to mitigate possible inflationary effects. Second, crude prices have been firming amidst considerable volatility and geopolitical risks are ever present. Third, volatility in the external environment could impact inflation.
The rate cut was in line with the expectations. And while industrialists applaud the move, they are calling for more to be done to stimulate business sentiment.
This 25 basis points was already factored in by the markets, and we do not believe that this will lead to the demand stimulation or the solutions that he is looking for. On the other side, the inflation, especially the CPI and WPI index, indicates that inflation is well under control. So he needs to let go of inflation-related policies.
The central bank, though, has for now answered the calls of both the government and the businesses. Analysts, however, feel there will not be any more rate cuts in the near future. At the same time, they warned that the central government would now have to adopt a more balanced policy approach, the one that is focused on containing inflationary pressures and stimulating demand in the economy. Avneet Arora for South Asia Newsline in New Delhi.
India and Sweden have signed 6 deals in an effort to strengthen bilateral cooperation. Indian President Pranab Mukherjee became the first country head to visit Sweden.
President Pranab Mukherjee and Swedish Prime Minister Stefan Löfven held a delegation-level talk to discuss bilateral and multilateral ties on Monday. Agreements were sealed to boost trade and investment in the field of scientific research and sustainable urban development. Both the countries also agreed on cooperating on the front of micro, small and medium enterprises, besides visa exemption on diplomatic passport holders. India's foreign ministry said the two sides agreed to enhance bilateral trade worth $2.3 billion.
They discussed the need for Swedish investment, and this was it was reciprocated that there is tremendous interest in Swedish companies to now invest. They reviewed the trade, and they said that, which is now, as you know, $2.3 billion, they said we should move towards 3.
According to reports, Sweden also extended support to India's desire of becoming a member of the Missile Technology Control Regime.
Swedish side categorically expressed support for India to become a member of the MTCR, the Missile Technology Control Regime, which is one of the 4 export control regimes that we have expressed our intention to become members of.
President Mukherjee also paid a visit to Swedish Parliament later in the day, where he was received by Speaker Urban Ahlin. After completing his 3-day Sweden visit on Tuesday, he will head to Belarus.
A trial run of a bus service between 2 Indian cities via Bangladesh was completed on Tuesday. The governments of both sides had given consent to the move recently.
The development is part of the series of steps taken by the two neighbors to bolster bilateral ties. The bus service seeks to directly connect India's eastern Kolkata and northeastern Agartala via Bangladeshi capital Dhaka. The service, which was flagged off by Indian officials on Monday, will immensely benefit passengers since the route will reduce the distance between Kolkata and Agartala by 620 miles.
এই পরীক্ষামূলক যাত্রা যেটা হচ্ছে কলকাতা ঢাকা আগরতলা সেটা ভারত সরকার এবং বাংলাদেশ সরকারের পূর্ণ সম্মতি মিলেছে।
According to reports, the service will officially be launched during Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's upcoming visit to Dhaka this week. The development will also boost transportation in India's mountainous northeastern states, which have a narrow neck land corridor. India and Bangladesh had last month also completed the trial run of the bus service connecting between northeastern city of Guwahati and Dhaka via Shillong.
A key witness in the murder of former Pakistan Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto has refused to record his statement. The ex-ISI operative claims he has been facing threats to life from the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan.
A former telephone operator at the ISI, whom an anti-terrorism court had recently directed to record his statement, informed on Monday that he could not testify due to threats. The court later accepted his earlier statement as his account in the case. During his previous admission, the former ISI official had accepted that he intercepted the communication between the suspects and TTP terrorists. The court had recently asked the investigators to record the statement of US national Mark Segal and the ISI official in the case. Pakistan's 11th Prime Minister Bhutto was killed in December 2007 while leaving an election rally in the garrison town of Rawalpindi. 5 Pakistan Taliban militants are currently facing trial for her assassination. Former President and Army Chief Pervez Musharraf is also an accused in the case.
It was a rainy start to the month of June in India. The nation, which was sweltering from rising mercury for past few weeks, got its shower of respite with pre-monsoon rains. Take a look.
After a haul of heat wave, burning hot winds and a warm and dry weather, the much-awaited rains forced residents of capital New Delhi to take out their umbrellas on Monday. India's meteorological department said the sudden showers were a prelude, making conditions favorable for the onset of the southwest monsoons over southern Kerala around June 5th. The brief showers and thunderstorms lashed parts of northern Uttar Pradesh too, bringing respite from the blistering heat wave. Locals said it was a pleasant change in the midst of the ongoing warm and dry weather, which saw temperatures hovering around 45 degrees at most of the places.
बहुत राहत है पहले से और अगर ऐसे ही रहा तो 1-2 दिन में लोगों को काफ़ी राहत मिलने वाली है।
अभी हल्की बारिश है इसलिए ज़्यादा समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, अगर और बारिश होगी तभी राहत मिलेगी। अभी तो उमस टाइप की चल रही है, लेकिन मौसम थोड़ा सा खुशनुमा लग रहा है, ठीक लग रहा है।
Pre-monsoon rains and thunder showers brought down temperatures in parts of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana too. The two provinces had been the worst hit states, with mercury touching 48 degrees in some places in past few weeks. India had been in the clutch of the 5th deadliest heat wave ever in the world and the second worst in the country itself, with death toll crossing 2,300 since mid-April. The monsoons, which missed its scheduled onset in the subcontinent over the weekend, have now been delayed by a week.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude the top stories once again. India reacts strongly to Gilgit elections, calls it a cover-up for Pakistan's illegal occupation. India's central bank announces third rate cut in 2015. And pre-monsoon rains bring relief from blistering heat wave across India. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.